Hey, shalom, shalom, guys. Welcome back to another inspirational video. My name is Paris Krishna Armani, and today I will be starting a series of YouTube videos on tips for getting unstuck. And this works for in business, in life, but particularly with entrepreneurs. I know that we all face challenges in this area from time to time. Okay, so let's jump right into tip number one. I like to use index cards, post-it notes, pieces of paper. If you don't have post-it notes, just tape a piece of paper on your wall. I tape them around my office, my home office, my bedroom, any place where I'm likely to be stuck. By stuck, I mean, when you're going in your business, you're crushing your goals, you've built up all this momentum, you've got your focus back, and you're just sort of in that zone. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then something happens, any little thing, you were invited to some function and, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, you didn't meet your deadline or work on that book or work on that goal that day, and it just sort of disrupts your pattern just enough to throw you off course. And as you try and just pick up where you left back off, for some reason you just can't get there. The momentum has been broke, and we have to sort of rebuild that momentum. And we refer to that as kind of being stuck in our business. And this is something that I dealt with when I was in network marketing a lot. But I put together a list of tips for you guys, little mind hack tricks that I use to kind of get me back to that place where I'm in my zone and I have my focus back. And tip number one, guys, is using these index cards. I like to write words that will evoke a certain feeling or emotion that'll usually get me back there pretty quickly. So just seeing the word consistency, I like the way that makes me feel. It reminds me of what all my coaches have told me. This is what all the successful entrepreneurs that I follow, this is what they advocate. Consistency, 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 right? You want to work on your goals daily, right? You want to put out your YouTube videos weekly, daily, whatever your schedule is. You want to be sure that you are making your own deadlines, all right? And we'll talk about deadlines on another tip for you guys. Another one I have is, which mile are you on? And I like to ask myself these little questions to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. If I had company or something, they probably would be clueless. They would have no idea what that postcard means. And I basically am referring to a chapter in my book called Change Your Philosophies, Change Your Life. It'll be releasing on December 15th, guys, so be sure to pick it up on barnesandnobles.com or Amazon.com. And in my book, I talk about this principle of going the extra mile. In other words, most people don't go the first mile, yet alone the extra mile. And I've been guilty, I will confess, but just seeing this question sitting right over there on my cabinet, I will very quickly be reminded that I really want to continue to work and unto the point where I'm on the extra mile before I find a stopping point. I really want to not only go that first mile, but go the extra mile. And it does pay off, guys. Get in the habit of always doing more than you're paid to do, right? You don't want to be average. If you have above average, extraordinary goals for yourself, like I know you do, then you don't want to settle for average, right? And this has paid off for me tremendously. You will be compensated by the law of compensation, which I also talk about in my book, Change Your Philosophies, Change Your Life, 10 Divinely Inspired Universal Success Laws and Principles. And just to give you guys an example, at my job as a property manager, I was typically the first one and the last one to leave work, and I wasn't being compensated for it right away, but eventually my boss took notice, and I was working well over 40 hours a week anyways, so he put me on salary, and I no longer have to punch in on a time clock. And I did get a raise with that salary. So, that's just an example of how that law of compensation and the principle of going the extra mile, how that can work for you. So always do more than you're paid to do. Okay, guys, well, I hope this video was helpful. Please leave a comment. I'm curious as to what do you guys do? What mind hack tricks, what techniques, what funny little things do you do to get yourself out of that place of stuckness, right? And we'll talk more about stuckness too on my next video. All right, love you guys. That's all for now. Shalom, shalom.